Hello everyone and welcome to another Jurassic Park video. Today's video is going to be somewhat of a controversial subject. I'm going to talk about why Jurassic Park fans hate the Spinosaurus. Now let me get something out of the way right now. Obviously I don't mean all Jurassic Park fans. I mean a portion of fans. I wanted to think of a video title that would grab your attention and I couldn't think of anything else. Calling it Why a Portion of Jurassic Park Fans Hate the Spinosaurus sounded like a stupid idea. So I went with what you see now. Now that I hopefully have your attention, I'll continue. Jurassic Park 3 was definitely a unique movie. One of the things that made this movie so unique was that it featured a new dinosaur as the main antagonist. That dinosaur was the Spinosaurus, arguably seen by many as the black sheep of the Jurassic Park franchise. But why? Why all the hate? Well, that's what I'm going to talk about today. Paleontologist Jack Horner was a consultant for all the Jurassic Park films. His job was basically to make sure that the dinosaurs were, more or less, portrayed realistically and accurately. When referring to the Spinosaurus, Horner said, quote, "If we base the ferocious factor on the length of the animal, there was nothing that ever lived on this planet that could match this creature." End quote. Also, Horner conceived a hypothesis that the T-Rex was actually a scavenger instead of a hunter, and if you remember from the movie, the T-Rex was depicted as a scavenger, as it was seen eating a dead carcass that seemed to have been there for a while. This scene more or less illustrated Horner's hypothesis at that time. So in a way that sort of promoted the new discovery of the Spinosaurus being the largest carnivorous dinosaur, and the idea of the T-Rex being a scavenger, we got the scene that we got, with the Spinosaurus winning the fight against the T-Rex. The filmmakers wanted to depict the Spinosaurus as the new, for lack of a better phrase, king of the dinosaurs. Essentially, the T-Rex was replaced, and the Spinosaurus was the one who did it. That decision was very controversial to say the least. It's so controversial, it's still being talked about today, after 17 years. It's still all over comment sections, forums, etc., etc. I still have to filter through countless comments of Spino versus T-Rex debates on my videos. If Joe Johnston's goal was to get people talking, then he succeeded. Now I'm going to tell you my stance on this whole controversy. Yes, I'm a huge T-Rex fan, but I don't hate the Spinosaurus. Never have and never will. Now I'm sure some of you might be lighting your torches, getting your pitchforks out, and raging behind your keyboard, calling me a traitorous fan. But that's the truth. I don't hate the Spinosaurus. Why? Let me tell you my history with the Spinosaurus. That way, maybe you can see where I'm coming from. I'm going to tell you something about me that I didn't tell you before. If you remember from my Jurassic Park Stories video, the link's in the description, I had a bet with my dad that the Spinosaurus would win the fight against the T-Rex, and if it did, I'd get $5. I won the bet and I was pretty happy. Now here's an important detail I need to address. In the Jurassic Park Stories video I just mentioned, I suggested that the satisfaction of winning the bet wore off very quickly, which in retrospect may have been a bit exaggerated, and for that, I'm really sorry. So here's the rest of the story, the whole thing. Keep in mind that I was only around 11 years old when Jurassic Park 3 came out, so I was just a kid. Going into the movie, I was ecstatic to see the Spinosaurus because it was a new dinosaur, and a cool-looking one at that. One that was bigger and badder than the T-Rex. I remember seeing articles and promotional material saying that the Spinosaurus was the biggest carnivorous dinosaur that ever lived, and that was exciting for me to learn that. I knew that the Spinosaurus was going to be the star of the movie, and I couldn't wait to see the fight. So my dad took me to the theater on opening weekend, and I was ready. Then the big fight came. I remember mumbling, "Come on," to the Spino when the T-Rex pushed it into the ground. We all know what happens next in the movie, and with that, I was blown away that the T-Rex was taken down by the new dinosaur in town. Oh my god, it actually did it! Whoa! This thing's a monster! Yes! Pay up, Dad! So yeah, like I said before, I won the bet, won $5, and spent it on candy. So after the movie was over, I was still in awe of what I saw, even days after. I just thought it was so cool. Remember, I was just a kid. A scene like that was a big deal. The Spinosaurus made quite the impact. Once summer was over and I went into the 6th grade, I remember drawing the Spinosaurus in class many times, usually because I was bored. Most especially during the time of Jurassic Park 3's release, both in theaters and on home video, I was pretty much always thinking about the Spinosaurus when it came to Jurassic Park 3. I had the React Attack Spinosaurus toy, and the Amanda Kirby action figure with a Spino hatchling. You could say that during that time, I was a big Spino fanboy. I remember talking to lots of people saying how awesome it was that the Spinosaurus actually killed a T-Rex, and it smashed through a metal fence, and destroyed a plane. It was just such a cool dinosaur. So here's the part where things sort of changed. After a while, and when I say a while, I mean maybe a couple years or so, give or take, I gradually calmed down and really thought about what went down in that movie. Whenever I would watch Jurassic Park or The Lost World, I watched it for the T-Rex. After all, the most classic moments from the series involved the T-Rex. But in Jurassic Park 3, we never got any of those moments. At least not the ones we were hoping for. So I realized that it was disappointing to not have much of the T-Rex in Jurassic Park 3. But again, I never hated the Spinosaurus, but I did think something along the lines of, I don't like how we didn't get much of the T-Rex in Jurassic Park 3 like we did with the other movies. It kind of sucks that it died. I love the T-Rex in the first two movies. I like those T-Rexes better. I want to watch Jurassic Park again. So yes, over time, I gradually saw the other side of the coin. I remember reading online discussions and learning things about the two dinosaurs that I never knew before. I would read opinions on the fight and would agree with points from both sides. So when it came to the fight, I found myself more or less in the middle. I still thought the Spinosaurus was a cool dinosaur, but it's no T-Rex. But that's just my story. Everyone else has theirs. But as I said earlier, the general consensus was that the Spinosaurus was brought in to replace the T-Rex, killing it in a quick and unrealistic fashion, and as a result, took the heat. And I can understand where people are coming from. The T-Rex is the face of the franchise, and to see it taken out like it was nothing, I can see how that would grind people's gears. But it's been 17 years now. I think it's time to bury the hatchet, and see the fight for what it was meant to be for, to show us a new dinosaur in action. I mean, for fun, it's been hinted that the Spinosaurus was a super hybrid, so knowing that, it kind of eases the tension about the fight's end result. Kind of. And besides that, we got an awesome T-Rex fight in Jurassic World. I think that more than makes up for it. This may sound weird, but I wouldn't have it any other way. So let's take a step back and show the Spinosaurus some love. Let's appreciate the exciting scenes it gave us. After all, it was the star of Jurassic Park 3. If Jurassic Park 3 is going to be remembered for anything, it'll be the Spinosaurus, the new dinosaur that came to the series. Plus, it's not featured in any other movie so far. It makes it stand out. It's unique. So what do you think about all of this? Will you find it in your heart to show the Spinosaurus some love and appreciation? Or not? What's your story? Talk about it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next video.